Okay, so really quick, this is going to be a recording from a call I did with a client that is currently out in Africa. They're a couple, they go by the name of Black Love. Crystal, she is somebody I went to college with, an old friend of mine. Her husband, Nassim, she met him when she was living in New York. They got married. They had a beautiful wedding out in, I want to say it was South Africa. They are both dancers. Crystal is a physical therapist. Crystal is a licensed wellness coach. Hasim is a dancer. They have content all over the internet, all over the social media. But yeah, they are currently working on figuring out their brands, kind of like what each one is doing. They have both a, I want to say, personal couple brand, so to speak, and then a brand for their business, which is called Movement Medicine, where it's more focused on movement and health and wellness. So this is just a recording of one of our recent coaching calls, just going over a couple of different things, mindset, content strategy, things like that. All right, so check it out. There's a few gems in there. And if you have any questions or anything you're curious about, you can hit them up. I'll put that in the pinned comment. And yeah, make sure you go subscribe and follow along to their journey. All right.
Have the connections that y'all are like when were teaching at the school and stuff, did you already have those connections, or did y'all like kind of just meet those people where y'all are out there?
Not really. I mean, some connections we made. There's some folks that we met in Vegas. So I will say that did kind of help spearhead some of the some of the interactions that we've been able to have here. Mm-hmm. We were tapped in with the African diaspora community of Las Vegas, and so there's Africans that live in the U.S. from all these various countries, and so we connected a lot with the Tanzanians and with some of the Kenyans as well, and so they were giving us some connections, but then also we were just living and breathing and being, and people have just been kind of like the right people have been gravitating towards us.
I see. That is cool. So what do y'all have? Do y'all know what the next 6 months looks like? Are y'all staying in the country? Where y'all headed?
Next 3 months are going to be in this apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is one of the connections. Well, this apartment and how we got here came from one of the connections that we made back in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Like sister that we met owns this, and she allowed us to rent it out for really cheap. So we'll be able to stay here, hunker down, save up some money, and then after the 3 months of the lease, it goes month to month. So if you want another month, need it, and if we're done after that, it will probably be after this.
So a couple of, there's at least a couple different scenarios, but we're paying $300 a month for a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment. That's walking distance to the shore, the most epic sunsets, seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, that is dope. That is crazy. I love it. I love it.
I know. So we're I think we'll stay still for a little bit.
Yeah. No rush. Absolutely no rush at all.
We can go to South Africa next, but
because that was the plan. The plan was to go from Rwanda to South Africa, and then go to Botswana and all of the South African countries. But after 3 months of traveling in 3 countries, we found out about this opportunity from our friend, and we just made a pivot. And it's been an adjustment being here because there's no furniture. Except beds and a couple of stand-in shelves. So we bought these chairs, we bought this table. We got a projector for entertainment. What I'm saying, little stuff like that. But you really can't beat the rent price. And the area is a gated community. They have eateries in the community. There's a gym, shopping mall, gym, grocery store, and
24-hour clinic.
Right outside the gates.
Yeah.
And it's a new build space, so they're still building out here. You can still invest.
Yeah. So one of the eateries, they have they bring in DJs, nightly they have different events that happen over there. So it's a nice setup.
It's a nice setup. Yeah.
And I mean, you never know what you're gonna find when you out there. You never know what situation is gonna make the most sense. I mean, it works. I am mad at it. That is awesome.
Yeah, so part of it is kind of going with the flow. Also, when we were in Rwanda, we performed at a school at a creative arts school, which is like the Juilliard of East Africa. And they're, you know, we helped to build their dance curriculum because they don't have a dance department yet, actually dance and theater curriculum. And so basically they want to submit us basically to like their board of education to become like the first dance teachers at the first dance school in Rwanda.
Hey.
So that's another maybe.
So that could be after this. If they hire us for that, we'll be going back to Rwanda.
Yeah.
You know, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Y'all just literally just finding the path as you go, walking by faith.
It's very alchemist vibe. Alchemist, yeah.
Yeah, it's like like the only thing standing in the way before was just us going. It's like it felt like once we went, like things have just literally been happening, and I would say without us having to try that hard.
It's crazy.
Yeah, without us having to try that.
I love that. So, like, was the business like y'all main source of income, or like have the teaching been supplementing as well? How's that working?
We've been, so we both still have, he doesn't have a day job. He's out here with no freaking job. It's amazing.
Hey.
I am still working. I'm still working for Weight Watchers and doing like my wellness coaching, still doing like guided, you can come dance with me for 15 minutes or so, or do some guided stretching. And so we're still trying to get the businesses more, to be able to supplement some of the income, get them.
Gotcha.
I day trade,
and then he's a day trader.
Oh yeah, love it. How's that going?
It's good for the most part. The stock market is crazy right now ever since Trump got in office, and that affects everything. But so like since we left, it's been decent. It's been real solid. I think I have a decent strategy. If I don't over leverage, everything usually works out. So yeah, it's been going.
Where'd you learn your strategy? Like, did you take a course, anything like that?
It's been a few years for me, man. I started with crypto, like back in New York, day trading forex market, day trading crypto, and then I stopped. When I got to Vegas, I got back on it, learned about stock options, and now I mostly do stock options. I started with Wall Street Trapper.
Yeah.
And then I got in another community with another guy from Wall Street Traps community. So it's just networking.
Yeah, for sure.
But you did take some courses though,
I bought Wall Street Traps.
His option trade course?
I definitely bought that. Yeah.
Love it.
And it's dope. It's dope. I feel like that was probably the best investment I made to understand like what options is, how they work, and like why Wall Street Trap has his strategy with his leap options. Like I totally understand, if you have a nice chunk of change, you can buy 6 to 9 months out, you're damn near guaranteed to get an ROI because nothing ever goes in one direction for that long. So if you buy at a bottom and you're buying a call, or if you buy at the top and you're buying a put, and you put that shit out for a couple of months, you're damn near like 70 to 80% chance guaranteed. And if you're putting it into like really good stocks, like solid companies, your Apples, your Microsofts, your Googles, the AI boom was happening with NVIDIA for a while. So it's cool, bro. It's another language to speak to help, be financially stable. But yeah, the markets are shitty right now, today specifically, but the 3 months prior, we were good. Markets are shitty.
That's an opportunity, right? That's opportunity right there. Yeah, I was looking at Bitcoin, just like, oh, you tumbling. You just going down.
Bitcoin is still a good investment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just put some more in today.
Oh, you did? Yeah, get you some Satoshis. And I will also say, like, there were some investments that we made a couple of years ago, like when we were first getting into like being like crypto investment holders. Like there's some investments that have just been kind of growing over the past couple of years. So we're like, so like if the bank account started to run a little low, we'd be like, all right, pull some from the investment, build the bank account back up, put more back in invest, so like doing a little bit of pulling and moving money around here and there. But yeah, we've been doing it.
I feel that's dope. Have y'all thought about like licensing y'all material, or like creating curriculums for different schools or programs or anything like that?
We're thinking about it now.
We definitely about that. I was like, oh, that's smart, yeah. They literally just buy your whole program, license it from you, and
this is. I got food on the stove, but this is why I personally we were personally very excited to talk to you about these things. I feel like there's a lot of substance that we have that I feel like we can easily bottle up and package. That we've been kind of not chilling on, but we've been dealing with other traveling life stuff.
Yeah.
But now that we're settled, it's like it's gonna be so much easier to put like the ingenuity behind these ideas. Like, oh, okay, boom, 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 package done. Like she's building our portfolios right now to submit to the program. We literally busted out that curriculum and sent it into them, and they sent it back to us. They didn't change a thing, so we know it was thorough.
Yeah.
So it was
like they added some things, but they didn't take away from like anything that we wrote. So we're like, yo,
we can do this.
We can build a dance school, and we can build a dance and theater school. Literally, yeah. It's a 3-year curriculum. So starting from year 1, what you're gonna learn, year 2, and then year 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh definitely.
And you will come out like being like a whole artist. Like we really put like energy into it. Like we're so proud of it, basically.
That is dope. That is fire. So what have y'all been thinking about? Like, y'all have any questions specifically?
I do.
What's up?
I definitely do. So one of our main goals right now is to, and y'all probably have talked about it before when we were back in Vegas. We have our company, Movement Medicine. Black Love is pretty much, it feels like more. We been getting, like we basically have been giving, I call it free samples all over East Africa. When we taught in Kibera, we're doing this off the arm. She just contacted a school out here in Zanzibar, that's off the arm. When we did Sherry Silver in Rwanda, that's off the arm. And that's how we want to give back. But we also want to be able to package and monetize some of our movement coaching, stretch coaching, and things of that nature through our Movement Medicine brand. So better ways to advertise for that. And then I know
like how to package.
Yes.
Like how to present just a nice package. Like this is what you can expect. This is what you're going to get out of it type of situation.
And then all the way down from that, all the way down to how that looks in social media.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? That's how, there's examples.
And website building. I know you told me to use resources, like get help, find somebody on Fiverr that could build a website for you, so we're not going through like every tedious little detail by ourselves, especially since like we're not just at home, like we're trying to navigate life like in a new country. We don't fluently speak the language here, so that has its own challenges. Like while we're also trying to like get this thing kicked off the ground, I think it's the fact that we've started is I'm proud of that fact. It's like, all right, if you don't start, you're not gonna get nowhere. Absolutely. But it's also like, okay, now that we've started, now that we've kind of like opened the doors and like let people know a little bit about what we're doing, now it's like, okay, how to progress from there to make it so that it can help sustain us in a way. Yeah, but I think we would rather monetize our businesses more so than having to like ask, these African organizations with children, like, oh yeah, can you pay us? Because like we're not trying to be here to take, like we really want to be here to give back what we can. So
absolutely. I know y'all get like some content, but how extensive have y'all been with the content getting?
Oh yeah,
absolutely. No, we have a lot of stuff recorded from our classes. We even have a lot of stuff recorded from when we were in Vegas, as in terms of little informational videos like these are some simple hip opener stretches you can do every day, or follow along with this yoga routine. So we have different boxes, I would say, of different types of content. We have our vlogs that we've been recording in these different countries. And then we have all the stuff in the classes we've done, the behind the scenes from the music videos. So we have all those things. And we also have stuff that, you know, you can follow along at home. And these are some cool neck stretches to do, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of content.
Yeah.
And I hear content, it sounds so general.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I hear the
Like
word content.
specific, yeah.
But like when I look at things, I'm like, wait, hold on. This person is doing this thing with the video with the words on it. And it's like edutainment and it's getting mad love. Like, what? Okay, let's take something from that. Let's try to do that for ourselves. So she's tapped into something like that with the movement medicine brand, which we want to work on monetizing more.
I will say I want to put more energy into building that type of content. Like, okay, here's some quick tips. Here's a quick follow, you know, do it with me type of routine. For YouTube, I know we were talking about, you know, how YouTube can be really helpful because the way that people use it as like a search engine. Like I like that always stuck with that. I have not forgotten that fact. I'm like, oh yeah. So I would love to get more into recording that type of content. Like we have some that we did in Vegas prior, but then I had a whole neck surgery. Then I wasn't as active. Here we are months later, and then, you know, we're moving from Vegas, traveling across the, you know, so just things have been kind of moving, and we haven't necessarily been in a space to where we're like, okay, now we're going to be hunkering down here. So I feel like this is now like, so it was kind of perfect timing that you even reached out, because we're like, okay, we're finally in that space where we're going to be like sitting down for a little bit. We could put more energy into pouring into our businesses.
Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, the way y'all said y'all wanted to give out free value out there, you teaching in different schools, teaching different kids just in the country. It's essentially the same play, just at a digital scale. It's just you would be doing the same thing just on a digital landscape, and that becomes the entry point to your community, to your ecosystem, that you can naturally lead them along the way to either get a program, get coaching. I was messing with this platform where you can build a community. Basically, people can show up, they can go through different courses, trainings, whatever you decide you want to use as a digital asset. But it just essentially becomes you putting out this free value, putting out these different courses, different trainings, different things that people will find helpful. Y'all are doing a lot of it for Instagram right now, I think, right?
Instagram, Instagram, and you guys say YouTube. You've been keeping up with YouTube.
I would make YouTube the priority and like the main focus, just because the ROI from YouTube is going to be much bigger than you get from Instagram. You can take what you do for YouTube and like chop it up into shorter clips. If you do like a 30-minute stretch routine or a 30-minute movement session, you can take up little clips and chop that up and put it on Instagram. You can like easily repurpose it like that. But if you have the main focus be YouTube, you'll get a lot more bang for your buck with it that way.
Okay.
I
think so. Here's the thing too. I'm like, how much free sauce?
Is more so just about showing up. Is more about just showing up, and because if people find the content and let's say there's only 5 videos, they're not as likely to stick around if they see that you've just been consistently putting out videos, even if it's only like once a week for like 6 months. If you're putting out a video consistently once a week, that's only 26 videos. So it's not like you got a bunch of content, and you can do it so that like if you go look on YouTube right now and just look up yoga routine, you'll see a bunch of people putting out different yoga routines, but they're not giving out the coaching. They're not giving out like the main prize. They're just giving out, I got this different routine for you. Try this morning routine, try this nighttime routine. And that just becomes the gateway to everything else. And then if you couple that with the vlog content, if you want to put that together and just like the different stuff with y'all, either talking about movement, talking about staying healthy, talking about traveling, like if you couple all that, it's going to build its community. It's going to build an ecosystem that people are going to be like, yo, I'm trying to get a part of movement medicine. I'm trying to be a part of what they're doing. I love not just that they're helping me because I have mobility issues, but also I love the message that they're putting out. I love what they're talking about. I love what they're doing. I love how they're giving back to the community out there. Like, I love that. And I want to be a part of that in whatever way possible.
Now that is a fucking gem. Because I compartmentalize. Like, okay, Gorilla Sage is my page. And then you got Black Love. Sometimes that crosses over. Then you got medicine over here. But making it a gumbo, making it a whole thing, because that'll Man, I never even thought. Why the fuck did I think about it?
It'd be the little stuff, because I'm literally like in the same boat. I'm trying to figure out how am I gonna put all of this together and make it, because it's all a part of me, and this is like everything I'm doing is all a part of y'all. I think we when we all got on the social media and we're like, oh, you need to have a page for your business and you got to have a page for this and you got to kind of keep them separate, and your business stuff should be separate from your personal stuff. But it's like, this is all you, and as long as you're walking in your trueness, walking in yourself, like, you shouldn't have much reason to keep things separate. So selling you as the point of contention, like you as the focal point, and then this is everything that comes with it. People tap into that. People want to be a part of that.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah, I know.
I remember the last time y'all spoke in Vegas, I was like, damn, so everything's for sale. That was like a big note. Like everything is for sale.
Yeah, low key. It is, like, and it's more so that somebody's gonna buy it. It's if you put a for sale sign on it, and if you can sell it, somebody's gonna buy it. And as long as you are moving,
we do that too. Like, because I mean, we've had conversations about, like, all right. I mean, basically, so the content that you're talking about, like, okay, like talking more to the camera, saying like why this is important to us. Like, we already discussed how, like, we were kind of gonna leverage the fact that I was told that I was at risk of being paralyzed and having to like fight to be able to like move my body again. And now I'm out here doing all of these things because I made movement a priority, to be able to keep moving as long as I can. And, leveraging things like that, the ways that like dance and movement has helped like shaped him and like changed his life in different ways as well. But just speaking more to that, like, that's definitely like in the notes, like things for us to do. Yeah, I will say we've been focusing, I feel like, more on we're for the vlogging and stuff, like we've been focusing more on like the travel content. Like, like the whole, we were testing out like, okay, maybe we could be travel vloggers because we're out and about, we could just talk about our experience. But keeping up with that, I think
that shit is tough, bro.
Yeah, keeping up with that is
like traveling is hard in itself. Traveling is already tiring.
Why would I want to pull a camera out?
I gotta go back and get the camera and set this up over here. Yeah, it's a lot.
I'm sweating.
It's a lot.
I'm trying to find the bank. Like, where is the bank? Like, it's not important to always pull out. It doesn't feel like it's a priority to always pull out the camera.
Exactly.
Travel bloggers, God bless them.
Oh yeah.
But that's the thing about what you just said. We'll have the movement, medicine, and the Black love, and the travel stuff. So it doesn't have to just be one thing.
Yeah.
Like, now it's like, oh, okay, we put out our movement things. Now we have our traveling vlog content where we're talking about, you know what I'm saying, how we were able, what the foods we ate and how it was able to fuel us to be able to get to our movement and stuff. I'm already like, okay, tomorrow we gotta start recording some shit about what we're talking about right now. The wheels are already turning.
And that's the best way to do it, is just to kind of like, even with the travel blog and stuff, not so much focusing on trying to get everything, but more so just documenting the little stuff, but then having like a substance. If you it's low-key planning it, or having like some type of vision for where you want it to end up. So like today, I got to go pay a ticket out in Napa, but I also have this video I've been wanting to record, kind of just talking about what I've been going through with my business and everything. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a little content while I'm going out, but I'm gonna go sit down somewhere, have something to eat, and I'm gonna just record me talking about the stuff that I want to talk about. If I have something on my mind, something I've been thinking about, okay, tomorrow I got to go run some errands, whoopie whoop. I'm gonna find some time to just pull out the phone while I'm driving or while I'm walking and just kind of get my thoughts out and stuff. And once you start kind of like leading into it like that, to where you kind of have an idea, it becomes a lot easier to produce the content. And then incorporating the stuff where you're sitting down and talking it's less. You don't have to worry about all the extra stuff. It's just like, I just want to get these thoughts out. And that's really helpful for just getting some content out. Like, I'll do like a daily kind of video journal where I'll just pull out the phone, just record about my day, about my progress, what I'm doing with my diet, what I'm doing with my business, just to kind of like keep having that kind of consistent content coming out, even if I don't do it at all.
Wow.
So that really helps.
I need more practice.
It's
I feel like he'd be ready to go. He'd be like, let's go live. Like, let's go. Let's get on there.
that helps. It helps.
But I don't be wanting to make her uncomfortable, like, or not make her uncomfortable. I don't want to like do it where it's like, oh, maybe we could probably like, I'll look like I just did my hair type shit or whatever. Like I just, I'm tired or I'm irritable or whatever the case may be.
I think did his hair.
She just did my hair.
Love it.
But I say that to say, and I'll give you a quick example. My friend has a nonprofit organization, and he always calls me to be a soundboard for his ideas, and she's like a great soundboard. I don't know what the fuck that is until he said it to me. Right? Like I'm not like, what am I doing, right? But we love each other, right? Best friends. We need a soundboard sometimes, like an outside. Yeah, that's what I'm receiving from this. I'm like, everything you've said, we've thought about. Mm-hmm. It needs to be now in the practice stage. You know what I'm saying? That's why I really do. I want to double down on like this was really like perfect time. Because I'm like, yo, everything you saying feels like a gentle kick in the ass.
I love it.
Like go record that, bro. Like
and that's what a lot of it is. Like a lot of it, you know what you're supposed to do, or you know what you should be working on. But the accountability, the feedback, like it makes a huge difference. Mm-hmm. It makes a huge difference. That's actually so the platform I was looking at for building my community. I got it launched and I got it started and everything. But once I started messing with the back end and actually getting it set up, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It was some technical issues, and I talked to the people working on it. They're not as helpful as I would like them to be. So I'm shifting platforms a little bit to this other one I found. But I basically created a community where you can come. I do like weekly office hours. I have my courses. I have all my stuff. But it's just a place to come get help if you have any questions. Where should I go with this? What about this? What do you think about this content? Like just to kind of have that hub for people to come check in, have some type of accountability and assistance.
That's so dope.
Working on, yeah.
That's so dope. I love that.
I wanted to show y'all a little when I was working on it, but I got to transfer it over. But once I get that going, I'm gonna be pushing that real hard. That'll be like my main focus for everything.
Nice. Okay, so that's what you're working on these days.
Yeah.
What's next?
That's inspiring.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm super excited about that. But yeah, I definitely want to like at least have consistent like calls, maybe like every week or something, like check-ins, just to make sure everything is staying where it needs to go. Because I know y'all are like right there. Y'all are literally right there. Y'all just got to put the pieces together, put it out, and it's up. It's really up. So as far as like the monetizing, what are y'all having planned for that? Is it just the coaching? How are y'all planning on doing that?
Selling the curriculum just blew my mind. Like that, I didn't even know you could do shit like that. Mm-hmm. So now I'm curious about other, like, what are we selling ourselves short with the ways we are thinking about monetization? Because yes, the coaching, private online one-on-one coaching, 2 of us stretch coaching that's like low hanging fruit. I feel like doing
some like live. So yeah, outside of like one-on-one movement coaching or guided movement, they're doing like live events. Like you can come do it with us like in real time, but also like some on-demand like guided movement videos as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As far as like the licensing the courses, I'll give some information because I like literally video just came across my timeline the other day about that. I was like, I need to look more into that to see what the actual process is. But I know it's possible. I know a lot of people do it. And I think it would just come down to like just reaching out, sending out like different emails. But for where y'all are right now, just same way she's building the portfolio, just have a little portfolio of like, this is what we've done with the program so far. This is our curriculum. We've shopped it around over here. We tested it out in these different countries, like internationally tested, proven dance curriculum. Thank you. But yeah, I think that'd be a good way to scale without putting any extra work on yourselves, for sure.
I like that.
Literally, it's one of those things where you could build it once and keep making bread off of it.
Yeah.
I've never even thought of that. Like
Absolutely.
we thinking about a book. We had a book discussion back in Vegas. Building some type of book in regards to movement and how that has been healing, things of that nature. These are just ideas. These ideas we've thought about when it comes to monetization.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like if y'all have like a digital storefront, some type of storefront or community area where you can have like either access to this routine, this program, that will just be a part of the funnel that you send people to as they consume your content. If you want more like this, check out our storefront. You want to try out a full program, check out the storefront or contact us for coaching, different stuff like that. But yeah, getting locked in with the content, getting like a content system in place to where it's just like y'all know, as far as you said, y'all got like the different buckets, y'all have these different boxes that y'all kind of dabble in, getting clear on what those looks like and what creating content for that looks like. And then just kind of locking in, especially now that y'all are in kind of like one central place, gonna be there for a while. You can kind of just like start producing and getting stuff scheduled up to where you good for the next month, and it'll start getting that traction and getting that growth.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, we have been, at least we have been collecting emails like through some of the content that we've been putting out. We've been giving out like a list of like 30 movement affirmations. Like give us your email and we'll send you a PDF with these 30 movement affirmations. Yeah, and so we were able to like collect some emails doing that. I think maybe doing like, continuing to do a push for like collecting emails, but then there's also the email marketing side of it too, where it's like, okay, you have your social media content, you got your digital storefront, but then you also have like your email marketing campaigns that go out to also promote these products and services that are being offered as well. So, I try to pour into each of those buckets. I think is where we're struggling right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I want to be able to do more efficiently.
Okay, so what I suggest and what I've been doing for myself is I'll have like a list, like, let's see. So in here, I'll have like, this is my content control center. Y'all can see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's taking a second to load. But down here, I have just a bunch of different ideas, whether like for content or for hooks to start content. But just a bunch of different ideas, right? So what I'll do is every day is I'll take a topic and I'll flesh it out and turn it into like a full piece, whether that's like writing out a full article, email, whatever. I'll take that and just kind of use that as the framework for the rest of my content for that day. So not necessarily shooting everything, but just kind of like using that as the basis. So if I'm doing 5 tips for growing on Instagram, I'm gonna do a post about that. I'm gonna use that as the outline for a YouTube video. I'm gonna come up with some ideas for short forms from that. I'm gonna turn that into an email too. And I'm probably use ChatGPT to help like do it, to get it all. So that way, as opposed to trying to come up with different ideas for all these different places, I'm taking this one idea, blasting it to everywhere, and then just using that as my kind of constant content process.
I love that.
So if y'all were kind of like work like something like that for y'all, where like if it's struggles that people are dealing with, or if it's something you want to talk about, whether it's from traveling, mental health, movement, just a topic that you want to talk about, having like a list of those or ideas that you want to work on, and then just kind of like working on it one by one. And let me use this as an email, let me use this as a post on LinkedIn, let us do turn this into a YouTube video as well. We can take some clips from that and put it on Instagram, and then just kind of like using that to streamline the process and keep everything very focused and in where it needs to go.
It quiets out the noise, makes it real specific, and also keeps the pool full of the other ideas for the later days.
Absolutely.
That's really fucking dope. That's really dope.
And then if y'all have like, let's say you write 4 pieces throughout the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you talk about a topic, right? Or different topic each day. That's 4 scripts that you have. And then on Friday, you can record all 4. Like if you have 4 videos that you want to record, get those all recorded. Now you got that all recorded. You can still focus on your writing and getting everything else done. You have like those days where you just set up to record and get all that done out the way.
Right. Okay. Nice. Okay. Yeah. That's a good way to tackle it. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. Nothing to see in your articles on LinkedIn.
I've been slacking. I'm getting back, and that's what a lot of same thing that y'all say. Y'all got time to like get kind of focused on it and get everything up. Now my schedule is set with my bartending. I got that all locked out. I got my business all set up where I want it. Now I could just lock in and focus on putting out a bunch of content. And that's just I know my business is set up. I got my foundation. I know okay, they're gonna join the community. I'm gonna try and get them into the program. Whoop-de-whoop. I know this is how I'm gonna monetize. Now I can just focus on content and just kind of generating traffic and awareness.
That's cool.
But yeah, having like a system and like a process or like your workflow, and okay, this is kind of my process. This is where everything's going. That it helps so much. It helps a lot.
Okay.
Man, you're pretty fucking good, dog. Pretty fucking good, bro.
Like my biggest issue when I started was this. I was like, I feel like I don't know a lot of shit. So I just spent so much time just watching videos, studying different courses and stuff. And I'm like, I need to make sure if I'm gonna be one of the last talks I had with my dad, I told him I wanted to be like a consultant, like help with marketing. He was like, all right, just make sure you know what you're talking about. You need to be able to help A to Z. If somebody got an issue, you need to know how to help them, how to get them out of that. So I took that shit and I was like, okay, I've never heard of that. Let me study. I never heard of that. Let me study that. And I just been kind of collecting and building up the info.
Learning to grow a little bit. I mean, that's most of what we all do.
Yeah, that's what I realized. I'm like, that's what a lot of people are doing.
That's what we do. I'm like, I never had been a wellness coach until I was a wellness coach. And then now I'm like, oh yeah, I can tap into stuff like even I've been coaching him just randomly, like, because it just comes naturally, I had to learn, but like over time, you just kind of like, oh, okay, well, this is how it's done. Yeah. Right. And you find your flow with it,
Absolutely.
I think that's where we are. I think when it comes to monetization, packaging, we're at the stage where we need to be locked in on finding our flow. Once the flow is there, it's just gonna be like you turned on a water hose and it's just going, bro. Like that's what I'm receiving most from this conversation.
Absolutely. So so tell me about like y'all back end side. Like do you have like a Shopify or a website or anything like that? What are you using to collect emails, all that stuff?
I mean, we've been collecting emails through social media platforms. We do have a Squarespace website for Black Love and for movement medicine, but I am thinking about maybe combining the two of some sort, like almost like Black Love is like the parent company, and then like movement medicine is kind of like a branch of that, like our wellness, branch of the company, and kind of like, keeping them together. So it's not like, okay, we're trying to like run two different websites. Like trying to run two different things. I definitely see like there are things that like Black Love will do that may be separate from movement medicine, but there also is crossover. Yeah, at the same time. Like Black Love is obviously like, it's for the people, like it's for the us's. But movement medicine doesn't necessarily have to be that,
So no Shopify. And I think because there has to be more foundation on what we're selling and the specificity. We've been really utilizing the free, trying to maximize the free resources, the YouTubes, the Instagrams, things of that nature. That's where we are comfortably right now. But once we get these next steps going, I feel like that's definitely in our near future. The online storefront thing is now at the front of my brain.
It doesn't even necessarily have to be like a full its own website. Like you can use you can use platforms that are already created.
Absolutely.
And just build it from there.
So basically it's right now main focus will be getting the foundation in place, your infrastructure, what your programs are going to be, how you're monetizing everything. Then focusing on the content strategy and that process. But once you have the foundation in place, once you have everything, this is how we're monetizing, this is the plan, this is what we're doing. Putting the boost ass on the content and everything becomes a lot easier because everything you're about to be doing, everything you're putting out is going to be leading your audience somewhere, and it just becomes about planting the seeds and becomes the investment. So we can. I have a program, I have a program that will help us get clear on the foundation, make sure your messaging is on point, your branding is on point, and everything. Getting the foundation in place, and then the strategy that's going to help feed that system. We can go through that and knock that out really quick. And then that'll give y'all.
Do you have a suggestion for a platform for a digital platform? I mean, for the digital storefront platform?
I like Shopify because of its versatility. Stand Store is very straightforward, not complicated as far as getting set up. MailerLite is good for email marketing, and it also has different landing pages and workflows that you can use. It would probably be between one of those or Gumroad. That one's not as flashy, but it still helps. So Gumroad, a Shopify, or a Stand Store would probably be the top.
Stand Store. Okay.
Stand Store is going to be easiest to set up. Same with Gumroad. Shopify, I would recommend having somebody getting somebody off Fiverr who can just set up a quick store for y'all.
Okay.
If y'all can find something similar where you can give them inspiration or let them know this is what you're looking for, that would probably be the easiest route.
Okay.
But yeah, be one of those.
Dope. Thank you.
Do y'all have anywhere anybody can schedule a time to talk to y'all, set up a just a one-on-one conversation or a calendar or anything like that?
Like a Calendly type of thing?
Yeah.
No, that's not set up. I mean, it's just through email right now. Yeah. Okay. And also, I mean, we're still trying to figure out what would be the best, with the time zone difference, it's almost day and night, depending on where you are. So that's why I knew at this point, I'm like, okay, it's either going to be a late night or early morning for one of us, to be able to talk during, not on the same day, but be able to have time where okay, one's not sleeping and the other one's up type of idea. So
that does make sense.
Trying to figure that out also with the, traveling, in Rwanda, we were on a different time zone. Now we're back on it. Now we're back on East African time. So I think that was a thing also, trying to manage, okay, how would we set up a calendar? What are the times that we could offer that don't conflict with okay, when the US is sleeping, but also when I'm not working, things like that. Yeah.
That's hard. Yeah. That's a hard one. And it's not super priority. It's not absolutely necessary. You can always talk through DMs and everything. Yeah, I wouldn't put it as a top priority right now. It's not an issue.
To keep in mind though.
Because when we have traction, that could help organize.
That would be that'd make more sense then.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
I got a couple resources I'm gonna send y'all over. I'm gonna put it together today, and I'll probably send it over tomorrow. But yeah, it'll just help give y'all a little more guidance and clarity on kind of what next steps to take and things that y'all could be focusing on.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah,
that'd be great.
That sounds great. Give us some homework, though.
Yeah,
absolutely. What are you gonna say, Crystal?
I was just gonna say, so this is what your office hours would look like, or basically kind of look and feel like. Okay, so set up a time to chat and talk about okay, what are your goals? Where are you at right now? Where can we go from here?
Yep, absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
Thank you. I see a lot of people. That's kind of one of the big things they feel like they've been missing. It's kind of an accountability, somebody to hold them accountable, keep them going, make sure they're on the right track. So yeah, I want to kind of help fill that gap.
Yeah. I was through one of the digital marketing courses I took. I did have like access to a business advisor, and I think I still have access to him, but I feel like he wasn't really giving as much like, okay, now work on these things. And next time I see you, work on this thing. It did help me get like a business plan drafted out.
Okay.
So that was helpful for that. And so like a lot of the ideas that we were just kind of like off the top of the head saying to you is because we do have a business plan for movement medicine, although we may want to go back and kind of see how it also can like fit in with the Black Love content that we're getting as well, and kind of like merging them to make it a gumbo. I think you said earlier.
Like that, love it. Absolutely. Do y'all have any plans for Black Love, or do y'all have any ideas for what y'all want to do with that?
It feels like, and correct me if I'm wrong, jump in anytime. It feels like Black Love right now is on some philanthropy work.
Okay.
Because of the free gems we've been giving out with these classes, and because we don't really want to gouge our people when we're giving back. I know I'll speak for myself. Being with the Las Vegas show for like 2.5 years and getting paid a pretty penny, and now being able to do us and give it away for free if we want, it just feels liberating. I feel like Black Love has somewhat established a tone. And I think that's why movement medicine, when it comes to monetization or bringing in some change, should be our main focus, because Black Love kind of has legs of its own kind of right now. It's not hard to do it. That really is us.
Yeah.
It's been us for a number of years now. We've sold care packages, we've done shows, we traveled with it to the Bay, we've done work, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more established with that brand. And we've been rocking for some years now. So I feel like, not to say we can like pump the brakes, but I feel like the monetization that we bring in from movement medicine will somehow help shape what Black Love is doing as well. Okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would add to that is like outside of the content that we're doing, and we're starting to also like learn like what our audience gravitates more towards. Like they like to see us dancing around Africa. Like that's been a big thing. We did like a come with us to this restaurant. That video actually did really well. So we may, try to put out more of that content as well. As well as like being consistent with like our vlogging and just talking about our experience, like the ups and downs. I think not just painting it as like a pretty picture, but like, okay, here's some of the challenges we've been experiencing too. Outside of that type of content, I do want to, and we talked about this, but getting back to our the Black Facts. I think that would be like a nice lane for us, which is also visual, like a video, like entertainment. Thank you. Entertainment type of visual where we are still dancing, so they do get to still see that content, but it's in a way to inform you about like these different spaces or different places like around the globe where like Black people have like made an impact and been able to like empower the Black community in some way.
Absolutely. Do you do those with like, have you done any of those already?
Yeah, we did some in Oakland at
we did. Yeah, our first one was in the Black well, not the Black Panther headquarters, but
it's where they did their first public demonstration.
Yeah.
There was a young person that got struck by a car in a very busy intersection where there was no traffic light. So the first public demonstration that the Black Panthers did in Oakland
on Market and 55th in North Oakland
was they stood there and they basically were the traffic.
They became the cross guards. They were like standing cross guards
until somebody put a light up there. So we did we danced at that corner, and then we educated the people in the status about why this spot was significant. So yeah, something like that.
I get it. I definitely get it. I think so. The story, the Black Love story, like y'all just them seeing y'all share the ups, share the downs, share what's going on. Like talk about all that. I think that's going to be a big part of the gumbo too. Is just like using that as the kind of distribution platform, just to like share all of the different sides about you, how you guys are handling the traveling, how that it's navigating in these different countries with these different languages, different people, like sharing all that, because people just from what I've seen, people, they're invested in the journey. They want to see you guys, like, just whatever you decide to do. If you decide to share it with them, they just want to follow along. And I think that's y'all are solid on that. For the monetization, I wouldn't say worry about selling anything, but have y'all thought about like grants?
Grants.
Yeah, that might be a potential way to monetize it without needing to sell anything or like try to get anything from your community. Just reaching out to possibly get some grants and get some funding that way. That's just an option. But
I never even thought about that.
That's an idea. I think more when we were in the States, that came across, looking at like grants and like ways that we could get government funding to basically do what we're doing, now.
Yeah.
But being here, I'm like, what? Since we don't know, we are still citizens, but like, I don't even know which government, like which state we would look for grants from and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's a great point. I mean, so I'm working with actually.
I guess like California grants, like there's like state by state, there's like different grants.
The only reason I asked because I'm helping. I found a grant writer on Fiverr. She is working on applying to some grants right now for Sean, and I'm gonna have her try and do for me too. Like if she comes through, I would definitely recommend her and just see if she can come up with something. She might be able to come up with something. I want to say she's out in Nigeria.
She's in Nigeria. Wow.
I believe so. Let me see. Yeah, Nigeria.
Right.
Name's Jenna. Yeah, she out in Nigeria. So yeah, that's just a potential possibility. But yeah, I think you guys are on point. You guys are headed in the right direction. Like I said, I love seeing it. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving
it. Yeah. I know we were thinking about merch at a certain point.
Oh yeah.
As well.
Yeah. So, I used to be so heavy on the merch, like I need shirts.
Yeah. We've had people reach out and ask for it, like, how can I buy a Black Love T-shirt? How can I get a hat? Can you send me a Scully or whatever?
If that's the case, then I would definitely say Shopify. Because they integrate with a platform called Printful, Printful, and you can set up the merch. You can design it in Canva, set it up on there, and it's basically drop shipping for clothes and merch.
You never have to hold the merch.
Nope, they send it up. Yeah, they got Bibles, they got beanies.
I love Canva. I wish I could set up my whole everything just on Canva because I love Canva.
Let Canva IPO.
Hey, boy.
I adore Canva. It's my favorite.
Canva's the shit, bro.
It is. It's that. But as somebody who came from Photoshop, when I got Canva, I was like, oh, I could do. Oh boy, if you come up with some designs in Canva, I could send that over too. It's very straightforward. Very straightforward getting that set up. Another thing, once you set it up one time, literally all you got to do is just wear the shirts in your content. Like that's kind of an easy one.
Very true. Yeah.
Revisit the merch comment. This is notes I'm writing.
Yeah.
Writing notes.
And then the blogs, like I've been seeing people blog, and then like there's like a little pop-up, be like, all right, and this is where you can go buy this shirt that I have on.
Yep. Yeah, and that all of that integrates into YouTube. You can connect your Shopify store to YouTube. So whenever you got the videos there, they can have the merch.
And then with movement medicine, I was thinking like athletic or like athleisure type of wear with like it could with either like the logo or like a funny type of like gym slogan, like gym life type of thing.
They got leggings there too. They got crop tops, hoodies, all that. They got all that. Absolutely.
Definitely gonna revisit the merch conversation. That's something like you said, you could build it once and it's on auto.
Just hopefully we could get the product here so that we could wear it in the video.
Well, that's the thing I was thinking about. We plan on, I was already thinking about that. We're going to plan on going home at one point, just get the shit, and then we out again.
Yeah, that works.
We're going to come back home eventually to see people.
Mhm.
And, go see Bay, definitely see in California.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to see Sean as a papa. That is so crazy.
Have you seen him? Have you seen him in person?
Oh yeah.
They're both living Napa.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh,
I moved. I was in Hayward, but yeah, I moved out here after my whole Greece debacle. Came out here. But yeah, I like it. I love it out here. Actually, it's really nice.
You had a what?
Greece.
The Greece when I was supposed to go to Greece.
Oh, Greece. Okay, I'm thinking like a grease fire.
Like a grease fire. I thought that's what she was doing.
Like, what? Like then I had to bring out the mom, like, excuse me? What's going on with Greece?
It's not as top priority right now. It's still there, and I still plan on going this fall.
Okay.
But I like the spot that I'm bartending at right now, the hotel I'm at. I like it. Actually, I really enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then that with the business, I'm kind of just stacking up, just getting myself situated and back to where I need to be. But yeah, that's definitely still down the line. Still planning on traveling. Just getting myself where I need to be before I get there. Locked in there.
Cool. Have you thought about like curating your own events where you like create the cocktails, or you're like the mixologist and like have people? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll be here. I'll be having all types doing mobile bartending. I'll be thinking all types of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, when we come back, we could do a little collab event. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. That'd be dope. I don't know. Life I'm happy with life right now. I'm happy with life and where it's going. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what y'all do. I'm excited. Can't wait to see.
We're gonna be tapping in every 2 weeks now, at least.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
For sure.
I love it. Y'all got any other questions before?
I did. I wrote down a few.
So like our homework, just to set that before we go.
What I took away was setting up the foundation, making a content schedule / build content bank.
Yep.
That's kind of what I received.
Mhm.
And then I had look into grants and revisit the merch conversation.
Yes, sir.
Revisit merch conversation. And then I also wrote down about looking into some of the digital storefront platforms that you mentioned.
Yep. Yeah, that should be solid. And then I'll have it's gonna be kind of like a North Star page guide, just for like the messaging, branding, kind of get that locked in, so that when you're putting out the content, it's all in line with everything that y'all are trying to do.
And focus on YouTube, prioritize YouTube. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna have a couple of different ideas as far as like just like content ideas that might inspire something or make y'all think about something.
Okay.
But yeah.
Thank you, BZ.
Absolutely. Great talking to y'all.
Yeah. I feel like I always learn so much after chatting with you. So.
I love that. All right, I'm gonna let y'all get some rest. Y'all go. I will see y'all next time.